In what was the biggest game of last season, Branford lost top defenseman Chris Donadio to a knee injury just 5 minutes into the Division II state championship game.
Absolutely not. I was trying to go back on, but the fact that I couldn't walk did not help.
With Donadio out for the game, the team rallied around their star's injury to take home the state title.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks. I mean, I couldn't imagine playing all year for a state championship. We're hyping up all year. I mean, it's the biggest thing for us. And even though he just came onto the team this year, obviously he still wants to win a state championship, and he goes out there 5 minutes into the game, breaks his knee or whatever he did to it. And I don't know, I just felt so bad for him. I knew we had to come together and win it for him.
As his team celebrated on the ice with one another, Donadio sat on the bench in a sweatshirt, shorts, and a full leg brace.
I think that was emotional. That's a good question. That was emotional. I think it was emotional for Chris. It was emotional for me. It was emotional for the rest of the guys. Whenever anybody goes out, it's awful because they want to be on the ice more than anybody in the building. Nobody wants to finish a season on crutches or in a sling. You want to be part of it, and it's what you're trying to convey to the player is that you are a part of it, and you have been a part of it, and we wouldn't be here without you. But it's hard. It was emotional because you feel so bad we all played at one point, and some of us have been in those shoes, and some of us haven't. But you dread potentially being in those shoes. So it was an emotional time. Chris handled it very well, but the team handled it well as likewise.
After some time, Donadio slowly walked on the ice to celebrate with his teammates. And when the Hornets were awarded their championship medals, the emotions took over.
I mean, you work all season long, and just to be taken out 5 minutes into the game it's awful. As long as they won, that's what mattered. If they lost, it hurt even more.
Plus, in the locker room after we won, I mean, no one really saw it, but we were all celebrating and he was crying. We tried going up to him and kind of supporting him. But at the same time, we were obviously ecstatic that we won. But I mean, you do feel bad for him.
A chipped femur, damage to his MCL and muscle tissue was the result of the injury. Luckily for Donadio, he didn't need surgery, but a lot of physical therapy.
But the therapy, it was after season, so I mean, I had nothing much going on, so it was all right. I knew I needed it to get better.
Donadio was able to get back on the ice in the middle of the spring, and though he felt rusty for a couple of weeks, it wasn't until about 5 or 6 games into this season when he felt like his old self, despite playing a big role in the season opener.
Well, I had my first goal the first game of the season against Glastonbury. I played awful. So that one goal in overtime redeemed me a little bit. But it definitely slowly just kind of came together. Now I feel like I'm on it. But
with their star defenseman back to himself, the Hornets are on fire, having not lost a game since December 30th and are the favorites to repeat as state champions in Division II.
Yeah, I mean, I guess on paper we are, but there's a lot of parity in Division II like there was last year. We were trying to win the SEC championship last year and contend and try to win the state championship, and that was the goal before the start, and that's the goal before the start of this season, just like all the rest of the clubs that feel they can go out and contend. I think if we hadn't won, we might feel a lot of pressure this year, but we're trying to do something that nobody else, my understanding is nobody else has ever done in Division II is repeat. So, we're going to go out and, see what happens this year. It's going to be a tall order. Like I said, there's so much parity and there's so much good goaltending, and we're fortunate enough to have one of those goaltenders in that conversation with Jared. But, it's going to be a dogfight to the end. I don't think there's any question, just like it was last year.
With an 11-1-1 record, the shot to repeat is in their view. And for Donadio, he's going to make sure if he gets his second chance, he is going to make the most of it.
Because last year I was kind of down in the dumps because I didn't even get to play the game. So I feel like if this year, if we make it all the way, I actually feel more part of it.